Get ready to dive into the rich history of England and discover the unforgettable coronation of King Charles. This event left an undeniable mark on the hearts and minds of many, and it's not hard to see why. It wasn't just the sheer grandeur of the ceremony that captivated everyone's attention, but also the curious and unconventional customs that went along with it. So let's peel back the curtain and explore some of the most unusual and bizarre traditions that took place during this majestic celebration. Hey, I'm Kat. Welcome back to Rumor Has It. It was almost as if we'd been transported back in time to the stunning coronation of King Charles, where the air was filled with the ancient and powerful sound of joyful cries as the new king was officially proclaimed. The congregation and choir of Westminster Abbey eagerly showed their homage, shouting "God save King Charles," with pure willingness and unbridled joy. And what would such a regal occasion be without a fitting musical accompaniment? The state trumpeters of the Household Cavalry and the fanfare trumpeters of the Royal Air Force played a rousing fanfare of trumpets, signaling the start of this magnificent 60-minute ceremony. This was a moment that would be etched in history forever. This time-honored tradition is one of the oldest and quirkiest customs witnessed during a coronation. As per this ancient practice, King Charles must stand at the center and present himself to the people in all four directions, north, east, west, and south. As King Charles was greeted by his subjects, the sounds of the congregation and choir reverberated through the grand halls of Westminster Abbey, their joyous cheers echoing throughout the space. And to bridge the gap between the past and present, resounding trumpets blasted a majestic fanfare, signaling the commencement of King Charles' reign. Another intriguing tradition is that as part of the ceremony, the new king was anointed with a very special holy oil, poured from a silver ampulla in the shape of a majestic eagle into a coronation spoon. But did you know that this spoon is actually the oldest piece of coronation regalia, dating all the way back to the 12th century and used in every coronation since then? This holy oil is a unique blend of sesame seed, olive oil, rose, jasmine, cinnamon, neroli, benzoin, amber, and orange blossom, which King Charles has made vegan-friendly. The oil is specially consecrated in Jerusalem, and the olives are harvested from 2 groves on the Mount of Olives before being pressed just outside of Bethlehem. And, in a thrilling twist, the king has removed ambergris from the recipe out of his strong commitment to animal rights advocacy. This ancient ritual is considered the most sacred of all, and was conducted in private beneath a magnificent golden canopy. Delving into yet another fascinating aspect of King Charles' coronation, the coronation chair. This extraordinary piece of history was crafted specifically for King Edward I back in 1300 and has been used in every coronation since. Can you imagine the incredible energy that must have surrounded this ancient chair, imbued with centuries of royal history and tradition? It's no wonder that this unique and symbolic tradition will be etched in the memories of many, serving as a testament to the values and beliefs of King Charles. Yet, for some, it remains one of the most curious and intriguing customs of the coronation ceremony. Another bizarre tradition that we witnessed at King Charles' coronation is the lifting of His Majesty onto his throne. When the king finished taking his oath and receiving his crown, he stood up from the traditional 700-year-old coronation chair. He was then ceremonially lifted onto his throne by the archbishops, bishops, and other members of the congregation. According to historical documents, these clergy members stood around the throne steps and, as the archbishop stood in front of the king, pronounced an exhortation before lifting him onto the throne. It is believed that this powerful act signifies the divine right of kings and their importance in society. There is a famous quote from Queen Elizabeth II's coronation, which is, "The queen having come to her throne was then lifted up into it by the archbishops, the bishops, and the other peers, who thereafter stood round about the steps of the throne, and the archbishop, standing before the queen, pronounced the exhortation beginning with the words, 'Stand firm and hold fast.'" This tradition has been carried on for centuries, and it's a profound symbol of the regality and power of the monarch. Another centuries-old tradition is that in the eve of their coronation, it has long been customary for the monarch to spend the night in the historic Tower of London. The significance of the sacred ritual lies in the belief that the soon-to-be crowned ruler will be spiritually purified and cleansed through the special prayers offered by a select group of squires. Here, surrounded by the awe-inspiring grandeur of the tower, the monarch would don their ceremonial robes, and the iconic King Edward's crown would await them. This crown, steeped in ancient history and tradition, is the oldest crown ever worn for this momentous occasion. This cherished and timeless tradition has stood the tall test of time and continues to be a hallmark of the coronation ceremony. As the ceremony unfolded, a peer stepped forward and made an offering of 100 shillings to the altar, accompanied by a magnificent golden bassinet. In return, he was granted the Sword of Offering, a powerful symbol of honor and respect. But wait, there's more. To elevate the grandeur of the moment, a skilled swordsman was presented with a sword, crafted specifically for the coronation in 1821, and carried it with him throughout the ceremony. The redemption of the Sword of Offering is a truly unique way to pay tribute to the coronation of a king, and this age-old tradition added an unforgettable layer of magic to an already unforgettable day. Delicious dishes of course play a huge role in any coronation, but when it comes to King Charles, there was a special dish at the coronation, the official dish. This dish is known as a quiche. It's a unique recipe that includes fava beans, spinach, tarragon, and eggs, all baked inside a delicious pie crust. Not just that, it's said to have been part of the menu at community lunches across all of the United Kingdom during the coronation. Oh, and we forgot to mention that this delicious official dish is the creation of King Charles himself and his wife, Queen Camilla. If you think that having an official dish is bizarre, wait till you hear about the food chosen for the king. At King Charles' coronation, the meal of choice was none other than coronation chicken. This delicious cold chicken curry was specially invented for Queen Elizabeth II's coronation in 1953. It's a vivid yellow dish that can be made ahead of time and consists of curry powder and a creamy sauce and dried apricots. It was created by the heads of the Cordon Bleu Cookery School, food writer and florist Constance Spry and chef Rosemary Hume. It turns out that what King Charles can eat is just as important as what he can. That's right, folks, shellfish is strictly off the menu for the newly crowned monarch and his royal family. Why, you ask? Well, apparently shellfish is a high-risk food when it comes to food poisoning, and the last thing we want is for the beloved king to be laid down by a dodgy prawn. But wait, there's more. Not only is King Charles forbidden from feasting on crustaceans, but he's also not allowed to accept food from strangers, or fly on the same plane as any of his family members. And as if that weren't enough, selfies and autographs are strictly off limits for the new king, as befits his regal status. These may seem like strange rules to some, but for King Charles and his royal family, they're just part of the price for being a monarch. One of the most revered traditions during King Charles' coronation is the act of kissing the monarch's hand. After being crowned with King Edward's crown and adorned with the coronation regalia, the king was greeted by his subjects. The archbishop, royal princess, and senior peers pledged their allegiance to him by placing their hands on his knees, touching the crown, and ultimately kissing the king's right hand. But there was a twist. The most senior peer present at the ceremony was required to give King Charles a kiss on the left cheek. This age-old custom symbolizes the mutual respect and admiration between the monarch and his loyal peers. It's a tradition that's steeped in history and still practiced to this day. Amongst the multitude of awe-inspiring customs, one stands out for its unique charm, the gifting of a piece of gold to the high altar. This symbolic gesture is said to bring the reigning monarch good fortune and prosperity, adding an extra touch of enchantment to the already magical proceedings. And what could be more fitting for such an occasion than the resounding anthem of Handel's Zadok the Priest? Passed down through generations, the music fills the room with grandeur and majesty that honors King Solomon, the first anointed king of Israel. But this timeless music is more than just a tribute to the past, as it also conveys a message of hope and blessings for the newly crowned king, encapsulating the joy and elation felt by all. So come revel in these timeless traditions that make the royal coronation ceremony a true spectacle of splendor and magnificence. What are your opinions on King Charles' coronation? Comment below, we love reading your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video.